This episode of Philly Fame TV is sponsored by Top Dog Law. Now y'all already know who to call for any accidents or injury cases. If you want that top dollar, you better get at Top Dog. You can hit him up on Instagram at Top Dog Law or visit his website www.topdoglaw.com. Philly Fame. Alright, y'all, welcome back to Philly Fame TV once again. Appreciate all the love and support, like I always say. This your first time, tapping into any of our content. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Today we just gonna briefly cover, I just wanna react to the interview with Deen and Academics, while also, covering and updating the issue between Meek and Academics that's currently ongoing still. So I want to touch a little bit on that as well. So let's start off with the interview. We're just gonna jump right into it. It started off a little crazy, because at a production, usually you don't ever see Academics sitting next to nobody doing no type of interview. I ain't never really see that before, so that was kind of weird at first. Because they was kind of close to each other, and just the whole vibe of it. And a lot of people was complaining about the audio and all of that stuff too, so it just didn't seem like the typical type interview at first. Then eventually, like halfway through it, because the interview like 3 hours long, damn near. So they did like half there and then half in the actual studio, sitting down and all that, like how he do his other interviews. But so the a lot of the questions and stuff was crazy. Like you could tell Ak was really trying to set Deen up to go in on Meek and all that. But to me, just my opinion, how I view it, it seemed like Deen ain't really give Ak what he was looking for, and it ain't really go the way he probably thought it would go. That's probably why it was so long and drawn out like that. Cause like it was no reason for that interview to be 3 hours long just talking about Meek. Like Deen, that's how I know Ak only brought him there for that. His whole angle, cause Deen got his own story. Like Deen got a unique story. Like if you really, if you really know, if you dig into it, there's a lot of questions. Like Deen even referencing in there, like saying like you got, talk about me, ask me, I got a story. Ak wasn't really trying to show no interest in none of that. He really was only focusing on, he was spinning around all that and trying to get him to really just go in on Meek for real. But so the interview could have been a lot better if he really was interviewing him and asking him real questions about him and his life prior to meeting Meek and really getting into that story. If he really decided to touch on that part, and then the early come up time with Meek, and the early come up years, and then he could have got into the controversy and the drama and all that. I think if he'd have went that route, it would have been a lot better of an interview. But they just focused the whole situation on Meek, and I don't think Deen was really trying to do that. He was trying to steer it in other ways. But Ak's whole agenda is just to try to bash Meek and badmouth him and say negative stuff about him. But a lot of stuff I seen Deen wasn't really his angle. You could kind of tell, because Ak was trying to set him up and line him up with certain questions, and Deen went. He actually spoke positive about Meek in a lot, and certain instances in the interview. Like he spoke about Meek, he really he was trying to make it clear, I ain't want to take nothing away from you, he ain't no chump. Like we talking about Miami, he's riding around them three on bikes, and Ak was asking about security, we out. He his own security. He ain't no chump. Letting that be known. And he also, basically said in the joint, I still got love for him. That's my man. He mentioned that multiple times, so you could tell Deen really still got love for him, and really, and ain't really trying to go all the way there with it for real. It's just entertainment for him at this point, but. He really, you could tell he seemed hurt by, the situation with Meek badmouthing him and all of that. So he still got love for him and still fuck with him. They just angry at each other, because of, and it's just in a public, a public forum where everybody could see it. Cause it's a lot of people got issues with their homies and have fallouts with their homies and all that, but you don't really see them doing interviews and going on public platforms and airing it out like that. So you don't really get the backstory behind it. You know what I mean, like, but in this instance, that's what we getting. And you know, like, and overall, like I said, I don't think Act really got what he was trying to get out of Deen, what he was looking to get out of Deen, like. Cause he even said it too. Like I can see you still got love for me. Cause I was trying to get you this. You had an opportunity to really go in on him and you didn't. I mean, like, so Act was really asking him certain questions to really try to get Deen to go in on Meek, and Deen wasn't going for it. Like, it was a couple times during the John where, you know what I mean, Act asked a question and Deen kind of looked at him like, I mean, like. It was kind of awkward moments in that joint where Deen was looking at him like, cause certain questions he would ask him, Deen probably had like a look on his face like, why is he even asking me this? Or, I mean, he just had certain moments where he was just looking at Act like, what the fuck is he? You know what I mean, like, and then certain questions he kind of spun it the way he wanted to spin. I mean, so it's like he kind of peeped Act angle, I mean, Act whole angle, and he was trying to steer it away and give his own narrative, you know what I mean? Like, so I guess Deen, I mean, ultimately was using that platform, I mean, for his own purposes, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it appeared to be to me. Yeah, Act really was trying to line Deen up with certain questions and hoping that Deen really just cook Meek and go all the way in there, I mean, like, and Deen he ain't really do it, in my opinion. He ain't really go all the way in, and like on his Instagram live, like Act was asking him some stuff that he was saying on there, and a lot of stuff Deen was downplaying it, like the stuff with him and Nicki. When he's talking about the Nicki stuff, he kind of downplayed that in the interview. A few other things too, like the interview was so long, so I ain't really take no notes of it or anything to point to the particulars. I mean, I watched it last night. It came out late last night. He premiered it, so I just watched it. And, you know, today, the next day in the morning, I'm just going to react to it straight. I mean, off top of the head. So, I can't quote every single instance, but if you watch the interview, then you know exactly what I'm saying. So, like I said, overall, I don't think Deen really, I mean, he ain't really go where Act wanted him to go, and that's a good thing, you know what I mean? Like, that's a good thing. Like, that was good that he didn't. I mean, he still did say certain things that, you know, obviously Meek ain't gonna feel, and Meek gonna feel some type of way about, I should say. I mean, like, he ain't gonna like and all of that, and he probably gonna end up going in on Deen about it. I mean, on Twitter, I mean, or something like that. But you know, Quilly John coming next, and we know Quilly he ain't got the same type of rapport and relationship with Meek. I mean, they been at it for years, like, so I don't think Quilly gonna, you know, downplay nothing, or I mean, like, I don't think he gonna carry it the way Deen did. I think Quilly gonna go all the way. Whatever questions Act try to line him up to go in on Meek, going talking about, yeah, I thought Meek was like King Von and all this. I mean, he just saying goofy stuff, like, I mean, like trying to get people to go in on me, and I think Quilly going, I mean, all them type of questions, Quilly going really, you know what I mean? I'm anticipating. I don't really know for sure, but I think everybody anticipating that Quilly's just going, I mean, go all the way in on this joint, like. So let's touch on you know, this a little bit of that update with the Academics and Meek stuff, like. Act really angling, and I mean targeting Meek and really trying to go in on him. And a lot of it got to do with the content. Like, Act making money off this. Like, all his videos, most of his content for the last couple weeks now has been about Meek. Every day he got a new video about Meek. He got multiple YouTube channels, and I think he got a couple little Instagram pages too. Like, and every day is something posted about Meek. So like, he's studying Meek. He obsessed with Meek. Everything Meek tweet, everything Meek post about, any music he gonna listen. I mean, he gonna dissect everything about Meek. He targeting everything about his life. He gonna obsess over him. I mean, he be drunk as shit, get drunk as shit. He said, I think one of the interviews or one of the drinks, he said he start drinking like during the daytime, so you get drunk, get fried, and just get on this stream. I mean, it just be talking about Meek and other people. I mean, and that's how he make his money. uploaded to YouTube, and a lot of people tapped in, especially the drama and the controversy. So now he just targeted Meek, and for a nice little second, Meek was ignoring him, like he didn't really respond to him. And then recently with the podcast deal, when Meek was talking about he trying to do he want to start a podcast, getting a podcast in, and he talking about a podcast deal, putting it out there in the atmosphere like he looking for one. And then Act respond talking about, like I said, because he watching everything he say, so anything Meek do, he ordered. So he see that he jumping out there, I'll give you a deal, give you $1 million, 1 episode a week, 52 episodes, blah, 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 blah. And then Meek finally respond back to him. So like I say, he was ignoring a lot of shit Act was saying and doing, but this particular time, he decided to respond back. And then he responded back a couple times. Like, first he responded back, basically, mild, keeping it mild. Just responding to the part about the podcast. Cause X said some little slick stuff like he don't want to box, so you want to do a podcast. And then Meek just responded to that part. Then he responded back again. Threw some more. Threw some more words towards that. And then Act responded. And now Act put up another video about me. So it's just so Act really did so if I was Meek, if Meek could see this, any of his folks see this, I would just advise him to just ignore Act for real. I know it's hard to, because he keeps saying stuff, but Act is a person, he ain't gonna be out, you ain't gonna never see him nowhere. He just stay in this the comfort of his own home and do all this content. He ain't really gotta go nowhere, and he got a little studio joint where he do his interviews at, and that's probably close to his crib, I assume. So you ain't never gonna catch him nowhere out and about. He ain't never gonna be nowhere. So he's comfortable going in talking crazy, because he know you're not never gonna see nobody. So if I was Meek, I would just not even pay him no mind. Just keep doing your thing. And let him keep promoting you by keep talking about you every day. Because Meek independent now, so he don't got the mainstream back, and he don't got the big machine behind him no more like he had when he was with, Atlantic and Rock Nation and all of that. Now that he totally independent, all the promo he get be useful. So that's why, another thing with Meek too, everything he tweets, somebody on the blog posting about it. Everything he tweet, anything he say, they take it and put it on the blog pages. So that's another thing that's useful and helpful for him. That's probably why he keep doing it, because that's promotion for him. Even though they be trying, cook him in the comments. He get a lot of people talking crazy about him in the comments. It's still promo at the end of the day. But I would just let the people talk. I wouldn't even feed into none of it no more, especially with Act, because the more you feed into it, the longer he can keep it going. The longer you keep responding to him, the more videos he can keep making about you without looking crazy. Because at some point, if you stop responding to him, he just keep talking about you, keep making videos. There's a lot of people, because people starting to say it now, just not as much, but people in the comments be saying damn, Act, you on this dick, you obsessed with him. It's gonna really start to look like that if Meek don't say nothing to him or about him, and he just keep talking about him, because that's what he been doing the last couple weeks, ever since this started. He just been, every day it's a video about Meek, the downfall of Meek Mill, the end of Meek, this, that, and the title of this, Meek this. So if Meek wasn't what he say he is, why would he be putting all this energy into him? Just in my opinion, that's what I'm saying. It's really about the content and money, to me. That's my whole perspective on it, and that's why I think that's part of the reason why he doing it. Yeah, he genuinely probably don't like Meek and don't fuck with him because of the way Meek been treating him and the way he been talking to him, and all the whole overall situation. So he probably genuinely feels some type of way towards Meek, but at the end of the day, this is, he had issues with a whole lot of rappers, whole lot of entertainers, whole lot of people, and they ain't never go to this extent. He taking it all the way forward, and because he could have been, he said he wanted to interview people from Philly, but because of he ain't want to ruin his relationship with Meek. But there's other people in Philly that's not beefing with Meek that he never featured on his joint though. It's other artists in the city like Core. I don't think he ever had Core on there. I don't think he ever had Toro on there. People like Ryder. It's other people in Philly that's hot, that got a light, that's popping, that deserves some shine outside of the people that potentially got issues with me. So he really used that to say, you know what I mean? Like, so act slick and clever with how he try and play it. But, you know, my point of view is like, yeah, you playing a crazy game because there's other people in Philly he could have had up there. Now, I mean, outside of the people that just got issue with Meek. So he make it seem like he ain't want to mess with Philly at all because of Meek. Like, Meek ain't got good relationships with artists in Philly. I mean, like, I guess people in Philly that he thorough with that wouldn't have been no problem for Act to put on there. But, you know, that's a whole nother situation, whole nother story for another time. Like, but I'm gonna just leave it here and conclude on this for this particular topic. And, you know, y'all give me your opinion on it. What y'all thoughts on the, you know, the interview that Act did with Deen and the whole situation and the beef, I mean, that he got with Meek. Like I don't really, I mean, it's a crazy little touchy thing, I mean, that Act doing, like, cause I ended with this. I know I said I concluded, but there's one part I forgot to talk about, like when he said stuff like little slick stuff like, yeah, I thought, cause Pound Side Pop was there too during the Deen interview, and he had Pound Side Pop come on between the break when they was going from, you know, the one room to the main studio, and he was talking about, yeah, I wanted to make sure you was cool, cause Meek said he was sliding, I mean, riding around Philly and looking for people, and he got $1 million to wipe out the whole family, and like, just, I mean, it's just goofy stuff. Now he trying to put people again, I mean, now he got them talking negative about Meek in that way, like saying, yeah, we not worried about Meek, he ain't gonna do nothing and all this, that, and the third. Like, that's, I mean, like, that's a little crazy and goofy type stuff that, I mean, like, but Act not from the streets, like he always say, he a civilian and all that, so certain stuff he not really familiar with, like, per se, like he don't really know like what he doing. Like, people from the streets don't wear and play like that, but somebody like that, he really instigating stuff, and he ain't really, I don't know, he might do know and not just care, like he wants something to happen like that, because he know he don't want to get into none of that. But if he can get somebody he into it with to get into something, like, because he's like, yeah, he talking about he gonna pull up to my house, but I'm wondering, did he pull up the Deen house like that, or he pulling up the Pound Side Pop house? I mean, like, just stuff like that, like, that's just a little too crazy in my opinion. Like, yeah, and after what just happened to Fed G's, you know, for us Philly, man, we don't need no more of the extra goofy stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the last thing we need right now. Like, RIP to Fed G's, man, just lost his life to, you know, the gun violence, you know what I mean? Like, after just having a song speaking against gun violence and speaking about what's going on in the city, like, so at Philly, like, we don't really need no more goofy stuff going on. I know Deen and Quilly did their interviews before this happened, but for them to come out now, like, Deen John just dropped, and then Quilly John gonna drop, like, so hopefully, you know, it don't cause nothing to spill over into the streets. We don't need no more of that right now. But y'all give me your opinion. Like I said, man, we're gonna conclude this episode, you know, reacting to the interview with Deen and the overall situation with Meek and Academics. And that's my thoughts. Y'all give me yours. Stay tuned for new content coming soon. Check out the old content if you ain't check it out yet. And we signing out for now. Until next time, Philly F.A.M E TV, we out here.